Rob here with today's Western Pacific weather update. It's currently the early morning hours of the 2nd of June 2012, and today's main topic is Tropical Storm Mawar. The storm is moving off towards the north currently at about 15 kilometers per hour. It is packing winds just at tropical storm strength within the center, but actually did see a wind observation here away from the center of circulation, actually in this region by a ship, showing about a 25 knots. So it does show that the wind field, at least in the system, is expanding out rather wide. But what I really want to concentrate on is this rain band coming onshore right here. You can see that thick one just along the east coast of Luzon, extending from Apari down towards the south, and that is going to be bringing some very heavy rainfall as that pushes onshore. So at this time, it does look like at least the center of circulation should remain offshore. That's actually right around this area, and it will push off towards the north-northwest. But like I've been stating here for quite a while now, these rain bands are what is going to be the most dangerous situation, bringing the risk of flooding and landslides. Actually, Signal Force 1 has been issued up and down the coastlines of Luzon here, and those are really in noting that the fact landslides and floodings are going to be the major factors out here. But let's look at a different imagery now. This is the enhanced IR. You can actually see that banding pushing onshore much more clear. But also look at that inflow coming in from the south. All these dark bands pulling out of the intertropical convergence zone, also being assisted by the southwest monsoon. That's bringing very heavy rains. Actually, I did see a report here along the southeastern portions of Luzon earlier on, about 99 millimeters. But also over towards Manila at the airport out here, there was a recording of about 52 millimeters in just the past 24 hours. It was wide field, and it does look like as this storm continues to intensify, you're going to be continuing to see these floodings. And even in Manila, there has been plenty of reports of low-lying urban flooding across that area the past several days. So this could be a very dangerous storm going into your weekend. But let's look at the forecast models out of here. Now, this is a dynamical model. All these products, by the way, are provided by the University of Wisconsin. I'll also put the link in below because it's a very good site as far as tropical forecasting, and that you can see they start to make a churn towards the northeast. And that could actually be impacting the Japanese islands here. So let's take a look at what JMA is saying. And it does look like they're actually agreeing on this. It's going to be continuing to track towards the north-northwest, but then gradually intensifying. Actually, sea surface temperatures across the Philippine Sea are above average at this time, about 1 degree above average, but that 1 degree is a massive amount of fuel difference that can also add to the intensity of the storm. So as it pushes off towards the north, it's actually expected to become a typhoon going in the Sunday, and even a fairly strong typhoon going in the Monday before it just skirts south of the Japanese islands. But what I want to note here is look at that cone of air extending way down here towards the south, so it could even vary and push out this way, but also could vary and push off towards the north, towards the southern Japanese islands, including you in Okinawa. So you will be wanting to watch this very closely, and even if it does stay just offshore, expect some of these outer rain bands, just like in the Philippines, to affect your local area. But this is actually a look at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. They're expecting this to max out as a fairly strong typhoon, upwards of about 80 gusting to 100 knots in the center of circulation. They do keep that 50-knot wind cone, or actually the 34-knot, excuse me, that bigger circle here, offshore from Okinawa. Like I'm saying, it still could vary on towards the left or the right. But at this time, though, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, for everybody that's actually living on the bases out here, I know we have a lot of people following on many of the military bases across Okinawa. It does look like at least it should be passing by approximately 150 nautical miles towards the southeast, according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. They actually match up fairly good with the Japan Meteorological Agency, so it does at least at this time look like it's going to be remaining offshore. That is mainly due, though, to a stationary boundary that's already bringing you some wet weather out there. And if we take a look actually at JMA's forecast map for the morning here of the 2nd, you can see a low pressure area developing up over the southern Japanese islands, and this could actually be lifting off towards the north, bringing widespread rain showers to eastern Japan. So even if this dust storm does squirt towards the south, it does at least look like a wet weekend for most of Japan here. But also, we have to look at the high seas out here, any shipping traffic going through the area, but also the rough surf near the coastlines, including northeastern Luzon here, around Apari, you're going to be seeing some very high waves coming ashore. So any fishermen that are out to sea here, do take your boats in. And actually, PAGASA has been putting out warnings on that, stating any local fishermen do not try to venture out as the storm is just offshore. It seems like every year, even though storms just barely miss the Philippines, we always hear of deaths coming out of here of fishermen who end up getting swallowed up by some of these rough seas. So it could be very dangerous, and you do want to at least just take precautions and take a day off here. But also, let's watch this storm push off towards the northeast, because the southern Japanese islands, including Okinawa here, you're going to be seeing some rough seas. So do be careful if you plan on venturing out to any of the coastlines to check this out, because it could be rather dangerous. And even into next week, some high surf continuing to kick up just east of. That is all for right now, everybody. Thanks again for watching here at WesternPacificWeather.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, post them in the comment box below. And lastly, I do want to remind you, we're not official forecasting agency here at Western Pacific Weather. If you do want to check out the official agencies, please refer to PAGASA or also the Japan Meteorological Agency on your local warnings. All right, have a great day and stay safe out there.